I'm Ruth Abram, president of Behold New Lebanon. And I want to say that the story of Behold New Lebanon is rather like a story of a little town that could. And like the little engine in the beloved children's story, no one thought it could make it up the mountain. No one but the little engine. Nestled in the foothills of the Berkshires, New Lebanon, New York, was once the center of the world. From the 1800s through the turn of the century, mention New Lebanon, and people knew what you were talking about. Oh, that town where the Shakers built their headquarters and became the longest-lasting utopian community in the world. Oh, they'd exclaim, where Tilden founded the first pharmaceutical factory, or where the thermometer was first gradated, or where the Salvation Army commander summered and led thousands in revivals, or where the first library was founded, or where the land teemed with extraordinary plants and herbs, and where visitors arrived from around the world to bathe in the thermal springs, or where Doctors Joel Shue and Mary Gove Nichols wrapped distinguished visitors in cold, wet sheets for their water cure. I tell you, they knew all about New Lebanon. What exactly happened to topple New Lebanon's reputation from the highest pinnacle is under debate. Some say it was the fortunes of white Southern plantation owners, which were devastated after the Civil War, which made it impossible for them to continue their tradition of spending the whole summer in New Lebanon in the springs. Others point to the end of the Great Awakening, which stemmed the evangelical fervor. Well, some say it was the decline of the railroad, which had once 3 stops in our town alone. And some point to the attraction of other spa towns, which, like Saratoga, often offered more, like horse racing. Whatever the reasons, New Lebanon began a downward spin, which today is evidenced by its shuttered stores, including its only grocery store, its physical appearance, which, when one refers to the old pictures, has clearly declined. Its young people are leaving to find employment, and the property values have fallen. But a funny thing happened on the way to the bottom. Citizens, young and old, in the town began to believe that they could reverse the decline. They could do it by taking their cue from the Shakers, the Tildens, and others who built their success on the resources already at hand. Today, that resource is the skill and ingenuity of the people themselves. Our auto mechanic, animal trainers, trackers, breeders, jam preserver, hop grower, organic farmers, sausage maker, herbalists, body workers, historic preservationists, auctioneer, florist, environmentalists, craftspeople, auto racers, artists, and so many others. This coming season, 40 residents will take a stand for themselves and for their town by serving as rural guides for Behold New Lebanon. And in so doing, they insist that their town and their work is valuable. They believe they have a message to share about waste, about sustainability, about good food and diet, about music, art, and community, about the environment and the beauty and necessity of the natural world. They are standing up and saying, we are not people who have been left behind. To the contrary, we have chosen this town and the lifestyle it affords us, and we believe it has something to teach others. And they were right. Last summer, 400 people visited the programs of Behold New Lebanon, and they also ate in the restaurants, shopped in the stores, and learned about some of our extraordinary nonprofit organizations. And this year, we're expecting that number to double. Not only did they visit the programs, they loved them, and they said so through surveys they completed. Indeed, their only complaint was that they wanted more time with the guides, and the guides reported having a similarly meaningful experience. As we enter our second full season, we find that we are no longer a handful of people with an interesting, if quirky, idea. we are becoming a model and a movement for the revitalization of rural American towns. The J.M. Kaplan Fund recognized this and awarded Behold New Lebanon its Innovation Prize out of over 1,000 nominations coming from throughout the United States. The U.S. Department of Agriculture recognized it and made a grant of almost $90,000 to assist Behold in creating this model. The state of New York recognized it and made a grant to assist with marketing and PR. A well-known publisher noticed and suggested a book project. A major New York City museum has indicated an interest in hosting an exhibit on New Lebanon, and this is all before our second full season begins. There are many challenges still before us. We have been mightily helped by significant contributions from people in our town, loan of space for our visitor center, first from the Shedman and now from Meisner's. John Lukakovic and Eleanor Oldham have coached our guides. Sarah Conley and Michael Deegan have organized the interior of our visitor center. Shelley Keller has designed our 2015 annual report. And Beth Cruvant, a documentarian, will soon film all of our guides. And of course, at the very, very heart of the operation are the residents of New Lebanon who serve as rural guides. Without their know-how and their generosity, Behold New Lebanon would simply not exist. Our next steps, well, we need to increase our visitors and guide force. We need to increase the portion of our income from ticket and store sales and other businesses. We hope to create weekend packages so people will overnight in New Lebanon, and to develop opportunities for youth mentoring and employment. And because we are bursting at the seams, secure a suitable year-round visitor center for our tickets, community programs, store, art gallery, and more. And of course, we must raise the funds to make all that possible. There are so many challenges before us, but even now, at this very early stage, I think we can all say quite unequivocally that New Lebanon is a place to behold. Thank you.